Hey, thanks for joining me. We're going to revisit Fathom Swimsuit Special. I have already reviewed this book. It was a long time ago. It might even be 2, maybe 3 years ago. And as always, sometimes I run across things when I'm digging through my stuff that I've already looked at. I'm like, you know what? It's been a couple of years, a year or two, something like that. And I've got a lot more subscribers. And you know what? It's a book with hot girls in swimsuits drawn by great artists. There's always time for that. It's getting to be summer, and so the warm weather's out, and you know, we want to look at things where hot girls are in bikinis, right? I mean, we all want to see that, right? Some of us do. I know I do. Fathom Swimsuit Special. We got the cover, Michael Turner pencils, and what is, in my opinion, the peak version of Michael Turner art, which is getting inked by Joe Weems, one of the best inkers ever. And I think that Michael Turner's art looked best when Joe Weems was inking him. No disrespect to any of the other guys who worked with him, Mr. Turner, but Mr. Weems inks elevated his work to a whole new level. And I think anybody that gets inked by Joe Weems is like the best version of them. David Finch, Mark Silvestri, I don't know. There's a case to be made that all their art looked the best when Joe Weems was inking them. Anyway, but great cover. So, yeah, let's get into it. Oh, I just got done drawing, all right? So, yeah, I got ink on my fingers. I was actually inking by hand with a brush. I literally just got done working on this thing right here. And so, no, I have not taken myself to wash my hands. I just started like, you know what, I got to get together. I got to get a video together. So, I guess I'm an artist. I got ink on my hands. So what? Anyway, let's get into it. Kind of looks like I don't know if that's just a pencil sketch or it's inked. It's kind of hard to tell, but kind of an interesting kind of color design that they did on that. They give the colorist, Jonathan Smith, J.D. Smith, right? Yeah, he's on the cover. They gave him a lot of leeway to do a lot of interesting stuff, and I kind of respect it. You know, giving the colorist, like, go nuts, wow us, do something different. The table of contents with a bunch of all the creatives. There's a lot of neat stuff in this, I got to say. This thing was printed in May of '99. God, I didn't realize it was that old, but that makes sense. And something from Bill O'Neill. I think he's just an editor or something like that, I think. But just talking about the book, that's fun. I always like that type of stuff. That's cute. But we're getting into the stuff. There you go. There's Michael Turner and Joe Weems right there again. You know, Turner had that specific style, way of drawing girls that is very distinctly his. You see it. Like if you see a kind of any figure, but especially the female figures, you know it when you see a Michael Turner one. In the same way that you know a J. Scott Campbell. You know, some artists just have a distinctive style. And most people like it. There's some people that are not a fan. That's fine. Great dog. That's super cute. And I like the expression on the blonde girl's face there. That's really good. Good stuff. This one, Randy Green, right? Yes. I know he took over Witchblade after Michael Turner left. I think he was the regular artist who took over. And I wasn't a huge fan of his work on Witchblade, but I got to say, I've seen his more recent stuff, and he's really good. And this is pretty solid all the way around. Like, there's nothing to complain about there. That looks good. Like it. The coloring, of course, looks awesome. This one's interesting. This is Adam Polina, I think. Yeah. It's really... I like it. It's a challenging angle to get that up angle on her face and the entire body. You know, getting close to crossing a line with some of the... Got to have the water covering things. But the thing to me that's really working here is the coloring. I love the bright glowing light from the sun and the clouds, and then this flesh tone and the kind of tones going on through the skin there. Again, it's kind of pretty risque, but I think it works. I like it a lot. Let me check coloring on this one. Peter Steigerwald, I think that's how you say his name. Of course, he does great stuff. That one's great. It's different, but I mean, not to take anything from Adam Polina's line work, but the coloring is what like took it from like a 9 to like a 10. Like, just great. Love it. Very different. Oh, well, you know, we got to have guys in here too. Why not? There's, what's his name? Cannon? Just a big muscly guy, rippling, dripping in a cave with some kind of weird claw thing. Again, that's Turner, Weems, and J.D. Smith. Looks good. But I'm here for the ladies. Let's get into the ladies. Hell yeah. That is a Joe Benitez drawing, right? He likes his curves on his girls. Beautiful face. Big rack. Big, thick, fat ass. I'm here for it. And again, Peter Steigerwald. I hope I'm saying his name right. God damn, did his colors just bring this together? It's kind of like a painted look. Great flesh tones. I love the shadows that he colored on here to cast from like the highlight of the sun coming down. So it's her body casting these shadows. And then the coloring going on in the face and the hair. Yeah. That is great. Finch. It's like the bad guy of the Fathom comic. Just a big guy with muscles, dripping wet, standing not in a cave, but on a rock face in water. It looks good. It's fine. It's not the coolest thing Finch has ever done, but it's solid, of course. Uh-oh, center page is coming out. This one, Langsang, right? Clarence Langsang, I'm sure. Yeah, that's another artist that when he was out there doing stuff, he was really talented. I kind of wonder whatever happened to him. It's not the greatest drawing. Like, it's certainly fine. Like, no disrespect, man. It's good, you know. But that guy's art, his ability to draw, you probably wouldn't be able to tell how good he actually was from this simple drawing. This one, Brian Ching with Victor Lamas on inks. I like that. You know, the setting's kind of darker, more cool, kind of like at night, moonlight. Coloring looks great. Again, this flesh tones and the shadows cast across it. Really cool. Now we got a center page coming out here. Oh, yeah. I've seen this before, obviously, but I mean, it looks like it's just a pencil sketch. And then of course, they hand it over to the colorist to just go nuts with it. And I like it, but it's not my favorite thing. Just because it's not super clear. It's a little muddy. But I think it was just a really simple, I don't know, a sketch or something like that. And I don't know. It's certainly fine. It looks good. Great coloring again. It's cool. Park. This is Andy Park, right? Ling Sang Ching Turner. Yeah, so Andy Park, Jonathan Sabal, and colors by Richard Isenov. Yeah, Andy Park. Pretty solid. Coloring looks great. God, the coloring is like, I know I'm mentioning that a lot, but man, nailing it. I like the water coming up. The design element of being to have the water move. I guess if I had to say one thing about it is, I look at her and I don't see Fathom. I don't see Aspen Matthews. That's her name, right? Like I feel like her hair should be darker. Like Aspen's like black hair. It doesn't. I don't look at this and I don't see the character Fathom. I see a good drawing, but Brandon Peterson. This is in that era when he was just changing his art around to a much more solid, grounded, unique style. This more Michael Golden influence. It's pretty. I like that she doesn't have a hyper tiny, skinny, tiny little waist and then big round. Like she does have big hips, but it's kind of more in a. Excuse me. Excuse me again. A little bit more realistic-ish. You know, she's still very beautiful, but a little thicker. Again, not that super microscopic waist and then big bulging childbearing hips, but still sexy as hell. Challenging shot on the arm, having her shoulder to her elbow pointing straight at us, and then you draw on the elbow and then have her arm going back. That's a challenging angle to do. You know, credit to him, and of course throwing in all the underwater elements. That's really neat. Gorder on inks. He's a great inker. He deserves more credit. I don't see him get talked about enough. Mark Silvestri. Hell yes. Inked by Weems, of course. Colors by Liquid. I I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of the colors on this one, and it's the Silvestri one. I bet the black and white on this looks absolutely stunning. And I do kind of like the color tones on the body, the highlights specifically, the highlights on the face and the shoulder and the ass cheeks. And of course, it's a good figure, and Joseph Williams inks are fantastic. But the background colors, compared to some of the other stuff we've looked at, like the colors on this are way better. The colors on that, 1,000 times better. Yeah, the background colors on that. Not a huge fan of the color. Wills Portasio, and he draws the big muscly bad guy. Good detail, dynamic pose. He's like Jesus on the cross, I guess. Coloring looks good on that one. Kind of basic, kind of solid. Yeah, it's fine. Where's more girls in bikinis? Come on. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Again, Michael Turner with Joe Weems on inks and J.D. Smith. That's the power team right there. And like, I look at it and like, of course, you know, girl, bikini, cute. I like the body language and the things that stand out to me. The detail put into the hat. Like he very specifically had this hat design in mind. And so it's got all these little textures in here that Weems gets to ink and throw in there and these little tendrils hanging off it. I really like it. And then the other thing I really dig artistically is this reflection part down there below her hips. You can see obviously where her body kind of disappears into the water. And so you have to have that reflection, but it can't be just a repeat of the lines. It's got to be this bubbly, wavy design that it completely sells it as a water surface. That is so cool. Such a simple thing to do, but it completely works. Yeah, I really like that. You know, the rest of it, like the parts I find the most boring or the least interesting are just the body. That part's all fine. Cute face, nice hat, reflective water. That's the stuff I'm interested in. That's the stuff that I think works really good. Jay Lee, right? I don't even have to see a signature on it, which I don't see one, but I'm certain that's Jay Lee. Of course, we all know his work. Wills, Michael Turner, Jay Lee with Jose Villarrubia. God, when does Jay Lee ever draw sexy girls? I mean, he did some in his Namor run. That's right. I spent a whole couple of minutes talking about that really, like, that one shot, that one angle of Namor's mom where he drew her from the top. She's crouched down, bent over, ready to take it from behind. I was like, good Lord. Jay Lee had no need to go that extreme with the hot pose on that one. But, yeah, you don't see Jay Lee like doing sexy girl shit that often. Pretty good. I dig it. All right. Instantly recognizable. You know what's funny is I look at this kind of like I was saying with that other drawing. I don't look at this and go, hey, there's Fathom. But that's because Campbell's art is so distinctly his. And he had a whole ass comic series with a hot girl with dark hair. This is Sidney Savage from Danger Girl. Now, it's a hot girl with dark hair in a bikini on a beach, so it could be anybody. This could be Psylocke for all we fucking know, right? So that's not a complaint. It's just kind of like I don't look at that. You wouldn't show me this and I'd go, that's Michael Turner's Fathom character. It's just a great Jay Lee, God, fucking, I'm still got my brain stuck on that other one. J. Scott Campbell drawing, inked by Townsend. Townsend's a great inker. And I feel like he meshes with Campbell really well. But yeah, instantly recognizable. It's cute. It's lighthearted. It's dynamic. It's sexy with their big, thick, wide hips up here. Cute. But, you know, I just like, there's a Danger Girl. She just rolled up on the beach to the Fathom party. You know what? I'm fine with that. I'm never sure on how to pronounce this guy's name. First name spelled K-E-U, last name spelled C-H-A. So Q-Cha. I hope I'm saying it right. Obviously doing like a penciled, well, I guess I'm saying obviously, I guess. It looks like a pencil drawing. Maybe it could be charcoal or something like that. But that takes me back to like arts class in high school when you're like, I'm going to do these pencil renderings and smudge it and give it all these tones. And that's a very advanced piece of work. That's really nice. Something you don't see in comic art where you do this pencil smudging toning technique. And the amount of effort put into this like coral type weaponry, coral and shells and whatever, really cool. Like he put in a lot of effort on that. I kind of like. I get the reason they want to put it on a big double page spread. I mean, the line coming right across the knockers. I feel like I kind of would like to see this on a single page without the seam interrupting it. But what a nice piece of art. Pretty damn solid all the way around. Oh shit, and that's the end of it. Dogs don't surf, people do. Dogs also don't read. Okay, guys. Yeah, there's that dog. I wonder if this was a pet of Turner's. Because they got that dog up here up front. Or at least one that's very similar. That's fun. I like these silly things. Read Fathom. Guaranteed shipping begins again in July. Yeah, I really liked Fathom when it was coming out. It's another one of those books that unfortunately interest for me completely fell off once Turner was done with it. I did collect it for a while, a little bit after he left, but the subsequent storyline didn't keep my attention, and the art was fine, but it wasn't Michael Turner. It's like these other books I've talked about all the time where sometimes the book only works with the artist. Danger Girl's only interesting to me, really, if J. Scott Campbell's on it. And they've had some good artists on some follow-up Danger Girl comics, but not interested. Battle Chasers, not as interesting if Joe Mad's not drawing it. Fathom, not interested in it if Michael Turner's not doing it. Sometimes it just has that distinctive look that carries the magic only when that one artist is doing it. And, sometimes, I mean, that's just me. That's how I feel. Who cares what I think? But yeah, good stuff. As always, we miss Michael Turner. Like I said, from all accounts, seems like he was a really nice guy, really talented guy, hardworking dude. From what I understand, he took care of people that he brought on to make his comics. He paid them well. And just taken from us way too soon. You know what I mean? But for a while, he had a hell of a career. And at least we got something, right? Anyway, Fathom Swimsuit Special. I'm all about that. Anyway, just a quick video. That's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, as always. I really appreciate it. See you next time.